Let's look at the solution of CAT 2021 slot 3 QA. A 4-digit number is formed by using only the digits 1, 2, 3 such that both 2 and 3 appear at least once. The number of all such 4-digit numbers is. Okay. So the cases that you would have to think of is all numbers possible. Minus no threes, numbers that are created by not using any threes, minus no twos, plus no threes and twos. See how this idea comes into places. Total cases we've got, that is not a problem. This is unacceptable when you don't have a 3 at all. This is unacceptable when you don't have a 2 at all. But both these cases would also include those cases where no 2s and no 3s are included. So we have to add that back because it has been subtracted twice when it should in fact be subtracted only once. So how do we make cases? 4-digit numbers, all numbers possible. Every blank can be filled up in 3 ways. So 3, 3, 3, 3. Total ways here is 81. If 3 as a digit is not used, every blank can be filled up in 2 ways. So 2, 2, 2, 2. This will be 16. This will also be 2, 2, 2, 2. This will also get filled up in 16 ways. And then if 2 is not used, 3 is not used, every blank will be filled up with 1 only. So there is just one case. So we have to do maths of these 4 numbers. 81 minus 16 plus 1. Altogether, we should reach our answer as 50. Next, let ABCD be a parallelogram. The length of the side AD and diagonal AC are 10 centimeter and 20 centimeter respectively. If the angle ADC is equal to 30 degrees, then the area of the parallelogram in square centimeters. Okay. That's it. एक में पैरेललोग्राम इतना गंदा लग रहा है कुछ ऐसा सा. ओके. ADC is 30 degree. ये छोटा एंगल है, ये भी छोटा एंगल है. Let's go ADC. We have this as AD as 10 and AC as 20. Okay, ये करना है अब. This is also 10 then. The other diagonal is of course not 20, but let's drop a perpendicular from C to this point. You can drop a perpendicular from A to CD, even that is fine. Now, what do I need? I was told this is 30 degree. So this will also be 30 degree. तो अगर ये 30 डिग्री है, 30, 90, 60 triangle, 30, 90, 60 triangle. What do I get here? 90 के ऑपोजिट में अगर 10 है, तो 30 के ऑपोजिट में 5 है, 60 के ऑपोजिट में 5√3 है. ओके. 60 के ऑपोजिट में 5√3 है. Also, let's call this point N. The BN is 5√3. NA, one thing is 20, the other thing is this. So this should be how much? 400 minus 25 is 375. 375 is 5√15. Okay. 5√15 now. Okay. So now, area of this parallelogram. Height is 15. Base is 5√3 plus 5√15. So area will be height into the base. I can take out 5 common. So I get 25 into √3 plus √15. Or option A should be the answer. Okay. Okay. Bank A offers 6% interest rate per annum compounded half yearly. Bank B and C offer simple interest, but annual interest rate offered by Bank C is twice that of bank B. Okay. So there are three banks. Interest rate is 6%. Here, if it is N, here it is 2N. Okay. 6% per annum, compounded half yearly. Okay. B and C offer simple interest. Period is unimportant. Jitna bol diya, utna bol diya. Raju invests a certain amount in bank B for a certain period. Okay. Principal. Let's say the amount invested here is K, and 10,000 in bank B for twice that period. Okay. Period here will be period, let's say here was M, here was 2M. Okay. The interest that would accrue to Raju during that period is equal to the interest that would have accrued had he invested the same amount in bank A for 1 year. Okay, so 1 year, and this is 10,000. So the interest that would have been created here, or I can get to amount here first. In the first case, amount would be 10,000 into 1.03 square, 1.03 square, because the compounding is happening half yearly, which is 1.0609 into 10,000, which is 10609. So 609 rupees is interest. Let me write it. 10609, or interest here is 609. Okay. If this is the okay, I have made Raju has invested some amount in blah blah. The interest he would have that would accrue to Raju during that period would okay. So same amount is being invested in bank B also. This is also 10K then. Essentially, this has rendered the principal comparison between these to be nonsense, but okay. N into 10,000 into M by 100 is equal to 609. This is what we have got. Okay. I think I misread lots of parts. Let me read. Bank A offers 6% interest rate per annum, compounded half yearly, not a problem. Bank B and C offer simple interest, but the annual interest rate offered by bank is twice that of bank C, is twice that of bank B. ठीक है, बढ़िया. Raju invests a certain amount in bank B for a certain period. So bank B में Raju है, and Rupa invests 10,000. So Rupa invests here. The interest that would accrue to Raju during the period is equal to the interest that would have accrued had he invested the same amount in bank A for 1 year. Okay. ठीक है, तो राजू और रूपा का कंपैरिजन में वी आर गेटिंग दिस. n into m का कुछ एक रफ वैल्यू आ जाएगा. n into m would turn out to be 609 by 100. These two cancelled. Okay. Now the interest accrued to Rupa is going to be n 2m into 2n into 10,000 by 100. ठीक है, तो 2m into 2n is 4mn into 100. We know nm is 600 by 9. So 4 into 609, 100 and 100 will cancel. This multiplies to give us 2436, or option C will be the correct answer. Okay. Next, the cost of fencing a rectangular plot is 200 feet, 200 per feet along one side and 100 per feet along the 3 other sides. If the area of the rectangular plot is 60,000 square feet, then the lowest possible cost of fencing all four sides in INR is. Okay. Let's say the rectangle had dimensions like these. This is A, this is B. So, right now, some things that we know are A into B is equal to 60,000. And the cost for fencing this, what I would want is ये 100 वाला छोटू side that is, उस पे 200 per feet लगे and the remaining sides पे 100 per feet लगे. So 200A plus 100A plus 100B plus 100B. This is the cost involved, or altogether we get 300A plus 200B. Now see, this is the sum present. This is the product present. For a given product, if I have to minimize the sum, for a given product, if I have to minimize the sum, both the terms should be identical. Or what I want is 300A should be equivalent to 200B, or A by B should be equivalent to 2 by 3, or A is equal to 2 by 3B, 2 by 3B. Replace this in the original expression. We have 2 by 3B square is equal to 60,000, or B square is equal to 90,000, or B equal to 300. If B is 300, A is equal to 200. Once we have these numbers, let us get to our result. 300 into A gives me 60,000, and 200 into B gives me another 60,000. Altogether we reach 1,20,000, or option A is the answer. Okay. For a real number A, if log A to the base 15 plus log A to the base 32 divided by log A to the base 15 multiplied by log A to the base 32 is equal to 4, then A must lie in the range. Okay. For this question, a good starting point should be, see, the base in the logarithm is not same, but the value that, or the number at the top is the same. Simply let's take reciprocal of everything. Our life would be simpler. So what that would lead to is, I would have 1 by log 15 to the base A plus 1 by log 32 to the base A. This is the numerator. The denominator, when it flips, it will go to the numerator itself, and we would have log 15 base A and log how much? Log 32 base A. This is equal to 4. I'm trying to get the base everywhere identical. For the first two terms, I will also get this now. Log 32 base A plus log 15 base A upon log 15A log 32A log 15A and log 32A is equal to 4. These terms happily get cancelled with each other. Now we have log A 480 is equal to 4, or A raised to the power 4 is equal to 480. I know 4 raised to the power 4 is 256. 5 raised to the power 4 is 625. So the value of A has to be somewhere between 4 and 5. So the correct answer here has to be option D. Next, if n is a positive integer such that blah, 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 blah is greater than 999, then the smallest value of n is. Just see, because everything is getting divided by 7. Everything is getting divided by 7. What I would do here is, this is as good as 10 raised to the power 1 by 7 into 10 raised to the power 2 by 7 into 10 raised to the power 3 by 7 into 10 raised to the power 4 by 7. blah, 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 blah. This keeps on going up until 10 raised to the power n by 7 is greater than 999. Okay. Now, basically, because these are all powers of 10 multiplying, we have to add them up. So I have 10 raised to the power 1 by 7 plus 2 by 7 plus 3 by 7, blah, 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 up until n by 7 is greater than 999. Hopefully, the leap that we can make is if I take out 7 common, this is nothing but sum of, this is nothing but sum of first and natural numbers. And this 999, instead of working with 999, can I go 1000, which is as good as 10 cube? So only looking at the powers, I get n into n plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 7, which was taken out common, has to be greater than equal to 3. So n into n plus 1 is greater than equal to 42. For it to be precisely equal to 42, you can solve it equation-wise and everything. Otherwise, you can see 6 into 7 falls perfectly into our lap. So the correct answer here, the smallest value of n will be 6 itself. I hope. Okay. Next. In a triangle ABC, BCA is 50. This is A, this is B, this is C, BCA is 50. Cool. D and E are points on AB and AC. D is here, AD, this is D, this is E. Such that AD is equal to DE. Okay. This length and this length are identical. Fine. If F is a point on BC, such that BD is equal to DF, let's say F was here. This DE is placed very. D is here, F is here. This length is equal to this length. Okay. Then FDE in degrees is equal to. Okay. Let's see. There are multiple ways of doing this. I mean, at least there are multiple ways that I can think of doing it. The first thing is, of course, look at this. If this is 50, you can, is there a restriction? Is there a restriction available to us that stops us from taking this like an isosceles triangle? One angle is 50, the other two are equal. Is there a restriction that stops us from taking it like an isosceles triangle? None whatsoever. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this as an isosceles triangle. If this is 50, this should be 65, this should be 65. So this will be 50. Similarly, if this is 65, this will also be 65. This will be 50. What are we left with here? Out of 180 degree, 100 is accounted for. This should be 80. I can reach my answer this way, no problem at all. But then this idea is known as deformation. Let's say we don't do deformation. We want to do it technically. So this is y, this is y. The angle here will be 180 minus 2y. This is x, this is x. The angle here will be 180 minus 2x. And now what are we left with? We know x plus y is equal to 130. X plus y is 130. So when we are trying to find out measure of this angle, we have to get 180 minus 2x minus 180 minus 2y. So 180 gone. This minus will turn to plus. This minus will turn to plus, and this minus 180 would remain. So we finally get 2x plus 2y minus 180, or 260 minus 180, which gives us 80. This is also an acceptable way of finding the answer. The other thing, and unfortunately, these are things that came to me later. The first thing that came to my head while looking at this, because there were lots of equal lengths being mentioned here. Yeah. Okay. Now, because there were lots of equal lengths mentioned here, and all of them had D as a common point. So I thought, let me just say there was a circle that was going through these points. Let us just say there is a circle. Oopsie, too huge a point. Let me remove it. This is the center of, oh, okay. There is a circle that goes through point D. D is the center of that circle. A circle is getting created. If a circle is getting created from an external point, we are drawing something here. Can you see these are radii? These would effectively turn to radii now. And if all of them are turning into radii, our life is perhaps slightly simpler. Then you can work your way forward. This will also lead us to the same answer of 80. Just that there are multiple ways of doing it. The first way was deformation. The second way was more technical. The third one is again deformation. Now that you have a circle, you can perhaps see what result will come, because the angle here, if you connect these 2 points, then what result do you get? Lots of things are fairly straightforward to see. Okay, anyway, moving on. Question 8. Anil can paint a house in 12 days, while Barun can do it in 16 days. Anil and Barun and Chandu undertake to paint a house for 24,000, and three of them together complete the painting in 6 days. Chandu is paid in proportion to the work done by him. Then the amount in INR received by him is. Okay. Anil can do the total work in 12 days. Anil can do the total work in 12 days. Barun can do the total work in 16 days. But how many days have they actually worked? Only 6 days. So in 6 days, Anil would have done 50% of the work. Barun would have done 6 by 16, 3 by 8, or 37.5% of the work. So our third person, who is the hero of the storyline, the person we are focusing on, Chandu, has done 12.5% of the work, or 1/8 of the work. If he has done 1/8 of the work, out of 24,000, he will get 1/8. 1/8 of 24,000 is 3,000. This is the amount of money that Chandu will be paid. Next, the arithmetic mean of the scores of 25 students in an examination is 50. 5 of these students top the examination with the same score. The scores of the other students are distinct integers, with the lowest being 30. Then the maximum possible score of the toppers is. Okay. Sum of scores of all kids together is 25 into 50, which is equal to 1250. For the lowest kids, scores 30, 31, blah, 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 up until 49. Just 30 to 49 is 20 kids. So sum of their score would be 20 into 79 by 2. So cancel. 10. Scores of the 20 lowest kids is 790. So you subtract 790 from 1250. We are left with 460. Now 5 kids together have scored 460. All of their scores are identical. So 460 by 5, you get 92. Okay. One more fun way I will try to tell you. One more fun way which would potentially make this mentally solvable. See, first place everyone at 50. First place everyone at 50. The toppers, the low scores, everyone is at 50. Now, for every low scorer that you send to 30 or 31 or 32, blah, blah, and blah, how much deficit are you creating in every step? For the first person, you're creating a deficit of 21, which has to be compensated by a topper. In the second step, you're creating a deficit of 19. In the third step, you're creating a deficit. Oh, sorry, you're creating a surplus of 18. You're creating a surplus of 17, so on and so forth, up until 49. Can you see? The extra available is sum of first 20 natural numbers. Sum of first 20 natural numbers is 210, which has to be distributed among the 5 toppers. So 42 extra for each topper. Topper goes to 92. If you understand the concept of deficit and surplus, this is something that will not take you the need of a pen. सीधा answer आ जाएगा. Okay, if fx is equal to x square minus 7x and gx is equal to x plus 3, then the minimum value of f of gx minus 3x is. ठीक है? gx यहाँ पे रखना है. So I have x plus 3 whole square minus 7 times of x plus 3 minus 3x. We need the minimum value of this function. Okay. So x square plus 6x minus 9 minus 7x minus 21 minus 3x. So x square minus 4x plus 9 minus 12. Okay, so completing the square, x square minus 4x plus 4 minus 16, x minus 2 whole square minus 16. This will give me a minimum value of 0. So this will be minus 16. Then also, of course, use minus b by 2a and minus d by 4a, whatever other ways, But completing the square here seems most likely, or seems easiest to me, because x square minus 4x is already Okay. Meera and Amal walk along a circular track, starting from the same point at the same time. If they walk in the same direction, then in 45 minutes, Amal completes exactly 3 more rounds than Meera. Translate this into, when they walk in the same direction, faster person, which in this case is, of course, Amal, takes 3 more rounds than Meera, or faster person meets slower person, which is Meera, 3 times. Or when they are traveling in the same direction, they meet every 15 minutes. This is the insight for same direction. If they walk in opposite direction, then they meet for the first time after exactly 3 minutes. Okay. Opposite direction, they meet every 3 minutes. In both these cases, pay attention, the relative distance that has to be traveled. When Amal is meeting Meera, when they're traveling in the same direction, Amal has to travel 1 more lap than Meera. And when they're traveling in the opposite direction, together they have to travel 1 lap. So the distance in both these cases is identical. The ratio of times is given. So the ratio of speeds can also be figured out. Here, the speed is going to be Amal minus Meera. Here, the speed is going to be Amal plus Meera. So what we now have is A minus M upon A plus M is equal to 3 by 15 or 1 by 5. Because the distance is identical, the ratio of time taken is the inverse ratio of speeds. So we get 5A minus 5M is equal to A plus M, or 4A is equal to 6M, or A by M is equal to 3 by 2. The ratio of speed of Amal and Meera is 3 by 2. Okay. Now, this translates into when they are traveling in the same direction or opposite direction. You can probably go down both paths. Can you see? In every 15 minutes, Amal has taken 1 more round than Meera, which means in 15 minutes, Amal takes 3 rounds and Meera takes 2 rounds. The final question is the number of rounds Mira walks in 1 hour. If in 15 minutes she takes 2 rounds, in 1 hour, which is 4 collections of 15 minutes, she would take 8 rounds. Amal would have taken 12 rounds by then. Or maybe look at this here. Look at this here. In 3 minutes, Mira would have taken 0.4 rounds. In 3 minutes, Mira would have taken 0.4 rounds and Amal would have taken 0.6 rounds, the ratio of their speeds. So in 3 minutes, if she has taken 0.4 rounds, 1 round takes her how much time? 7.5 minutes. Mira takes 1 round. 7.5 minutes, Mira takes 1 round. So in 15 minutes, Mira takes 2 rounds. Now for 60 minutes, you can go. It will come out to be 8 rounds. So regardless of which case you go through, it has to be the same. This is all the writing that this question really needs. The rest of it is interpretation. Okay. A park is shaped like a rhombus and has an area of 96 square meters. If 40 meters of fencing is needed to enclose the park, the cost in INR of laying electric wires along the 2 diagonals at the rate of 125 per meter is. Okay. Things that you should pay attention to. If 40 meters of fencing is needed, every side is 10. Additionally, the area informed to us is 96, which means the 4 identical triangles that are getting created, their area is 24. Do you know of a right angle triangle with hypotenuse as 10 and area is 24? Of course, 6 and 8. 8 and 6. So the length of 2 diagonals are 16 and 12. Finally, when they ask me cost of laying electric wire along its 2 diagonals at the rate of 128 per meter, these are the 2 diagonals. So 28 into 125 we have to do. This is difficult to accomplish. So 7 into 500 we have to do, or the cost will be 3,500. Okay. In a tournament, a team has played 40 matches so far and won 30% of them. Okay. Played 40, won 12. If they win 60% of the remaining matches, their overall win percentage will be 50%. Suppose they win 90% of the remaining matches, the total number of matches won by the team in the tournament will be, okay, 60% of the remaining matches, overall win percentage will be 50. Suppose they win 90% of the remaining matches. So 60% भी निकल रहा, 90% भी निकल रहा. So I will take total matches. Next number of total matches will be 40 plus 10x. And they are winning 60% of the remaining matches. So they will have 12 plus 6x. And what is being told to us is 12 plus 6x divided by 40 plus 10x is 50%. So, okay. 12 plus 6x by 40 plus 10x is equal to 1 by 2. 24 plus 12x is equal to 40 plus 10x, or 2x is equal to 16, or x is equal to 8. X is equal to 8, तो 80 matches और खेलने हैं. In the 80 matches played, what are we getting to? Yeah, what are we ensuring the person wins? Suppose they win 90%, so they win 72 more matches. The total number of matches won by the team will be 12 plus 72, or answer is 84. Okay, this is the long drawn way of doing it. Hopefully, if we are careful and look at options, there are other ways of doing this as well. Can you see 90% of something? Final number that you need is 12 plus 9 by 10 of something. 12 plus 9 by 10 of something. So can you see your net answer has to necessarily be a 9n plus 3 kind of number? This wouldn't work. This wouldn't work. This wouldn't work. This is the only option that can work, which would have avoided you all this hard work of checking and making equations. Would become a visual question. Okay. The total of male and female populations in a city decreased by 25% from 1970 to 1980. During the same time, the male population increased by 40%, while the female population increased by 20%. Okay. So I'm writing it female 20, male 40 led to an average of 25. This is 5, this is 15. तो यहाँ पे 3 units, यहाँ पे 1 unit. But given that there is more percentage changes happening in future, I will say 300 females थी और 100 males थे. In our original storyline, there were 300 females, or there were 300 females and 100 males. Okay. During the same time, the male population increased. Okay, from 1980 to 1990, the female population increased by 25%. So female population became 375, 25% increase. Nice. And if the female population from 1980 to 1990, the female population increased by 25%. तो 5/4 375 हो गया. Okay. In 1990, the female population is twice the male population. ये तो अच्छा लग नहीं रहा है, क्योंकि अभी फीमेल पॉपुलेशन अगर ट्वाइस द मेल पॉपुलेशन होना है, नंबर बैठ नहीं रहा ना. आई कांट टेक दिस एज 300. देन लेट मी टेक इट एज 600 फीमेल्स एंड 100 मेल्स, सॉरी 200 मेल्स. इससे चल जाएगा काम. अभी तक ठीक किया ना, होपफुली. Total of male and female population in city increased by 25% from 1970 to 1980. हम पीरियड्स में भी तो टैलेंट दिखा रहे हैं. 200 में 40% इंक्रीज हुआ, 600 में 20. ओके, 600 ओरिजिनल था, 200 ओरिजिनल था, तो इसमें अगर 20% का इंक्रीज करेंगे तो ये 1970 का डेटा है. 1980 का डेटा अगर मेरे को देखना है 20%, तो ये 720 हो गए. और ये 40% कितना होता है, 80. ये 280 हो गया. 1990 में अगर इसका कितना बढ़ गया, 25% बढ़ा है, 1/4 बढ़ा है. So 1990 में you have 900 females, 180 added, and this is twice of the males. So males will be 450. So in 1970 we had 800 people. Now we have 1350 people. So 1350 by 800 into 100. This is the final calculation that we have to do. Percentage change, 0 0 cancelled. Okay, I get 4. क्यों नहीं करना, सीधा ही डिवाइड करते ज़्यादा अच्छा. Divided by 8, I get 1. So 8 and 55. So 6. So 48. So 70. So 8. So 64. So 60. So 7 and 5. ऐसा ही होगा. 56. Finally 40. 168.75 times 1.6875 times from the original हो गया. So the percentage increase is 68.75. Okay, let's move. Consider a sequence of real numbers x1, x2, x3 such that xn plus 1 is equal to xn plus n minus 1 for all n greater than 1. If x1 is equal to minus 1, then x100 is equal to, okay, let's say x1 is equal to minus 1, x2 is equal to पिछला term plus 2 minus 1. No, plus 1 ही रहेगा, plus 2 नहीं रहेगा. Plus 1 minus 1, so this is minus 1 itself. Then x3 is equal to minus 1 plus 2 minus 1, so this is 0 now. x4 is equal to 0 plus 3 minus 1, this is 2 now. x5 is equal to 2 plus 4 minus 1. So this is equal to 5 now. x6 is equal to 5 plus 5 minus 1. So this is equal to 9 now. We have got enough number of terms to judge what sort of series is getting created. Let's say we have x1, sorry, x1 क्यों लिख रहा है? minus 1, 0, 2, 5, 9. Looking at the differences, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because the differences are in AP, the difference of differences is a constant. We know that this has to be a quadratic AP, or the general term that we are dealing with is an square plus bn plus c. A, I happily know, because the constant term is 1, A will be equal to half. C, let me check, 1 back. The difference is 1, so this should be minus 1. Difference between these two values is minus 1. So this should be equal to 0 precisely. 0 से यहाँ जाने में minus 1 का फर्क आया, बिल्कुल ठीक है. So C is ignorable. Okay. So now for the first term, this was term 1, this was term 2, this was term 3. For term 1, let's see, 1 by 2 plus B is equal to minus 1, or B is equal to minus 3 by 2. B is equal to minus 3 by 2. The general term that is turning out for us is n square by 2 minus 3 by 2n. This is the general term that is turning out. Let's see if this general term is valid. This is term 5, no? Let me put 5 in. How much am I getting? 25 by 2 is 12.5 minus 3 into 5. 3 by 2 into 5 minus 7.5. I am indeed getting 5. So our life is simple. This is correct. The general term that we have is correct. Let's plug in n equal to 100, because that is what we need, x 100. So we will have 10,000 minus 150, or the net answer will be 4850. This is one way of doing it. Technically, everything is getting covered here. Now, for this beautiful series, you can potentially see an indication or an insight. Life will be simpler. You don't need to get into finding out precise terms and everything, because look at this. Just whenever 1, 2, 3, 4 something is getting added, when terms are getting added this way, look at the terms, your life is so much nice. Sum of first one natural number is 1, which is 1 minus 1 you're getting here. Sum of first two natural numbers is 3. 3 minus 1 you're getting here. Sum of first three natural numbers is 6. You're getting 6 minus 1 here. You're getting 10 minus 1 here. This is sum of first 4 natural numbers, sum of first 3 natural numbers, sum of first 2 natural numbers, sum of first natural number for x6. So if we were to continue the same tradition, can I say x100 would be equal to sum of first 98 natural numbers minus 1. This is what I need to be seeking. So I can happily jump to 98 into 99 by 2 minus 1. This is what I have to do. Cancel, 49 into 99. 49 into 100. 4900 में से 49 हटाया तो 4851 minus 1. Then we get to 4850. An alternate path to reach the same answer, not a problem at all. This would also be fine. Okay, moving on. If a certain weight of an alloy of silver and copper is mixed with 3 kg of pure silver, the resulting alloy will have 90% silver by weight. Certain weight of an alloy of silver is mixed with 3 kg of pure silver. So 100% purity is being mixed with something else, X% purity, to get 90% net purity, and this is 3 kg. This is 10. This is 90 minus X, and this is Y. So I get Y by 3 is equal to 10 by 90 minus X. Okay. If the same weight of initial alloy is mixed with 2 kg of another alloy, which was 90% silver by weight. X% Y kg mixed with 2 kg of 90% pure alloy. The resulting alloy will have 84%. This is 6. This is 84 minus X. Again, I can go Y by 2 is equal to 6 by 84 minus X. So if I divide these first equation with the second equation, what do I finally need? Weight of the initial alloy in kg. We need Y finally. We'll do it. If I divide the first equation by the second, Y and Y will get cancelled. I get 2 by 3 is equal to 10 by 6 into 84 minus X by 90 minus X. So cancel 5, cancel 2. I've got what now? 84 minus X by 90 minus X is equal to 2 by 5. So 420 minus 5X is equal to 180 minus 2X, or 3X is equal to 240, X is equal to 80. If X is indeed equal to 80, can you see? This is 80. This is 10, 10, 10. So this weight also has to be 3. The other way, if this is 80, this will be 4. 4 corresponds to 2, so 6 corresponds to 3. In either way case, we reach the answer option A. Okay. A shop owner brought a total of 64 shirts from a wholesale market that came in 2 sizes, small and large. The price of the small shirt was 50 less than that of a large shirt. She paid a total of 5,000 for the large shirts and a total of 1,800 for the small shirts. Then the price of the large shirt and the small shirt together in INR is. Okay, let's see. Large shirts, small shirts, and they were 64 in total, no? So if this is X, this will be 64 minus X. Okay, the price of the small shirt was 50 less than that of large shirt. So if this is Y, this is Y minus 50. She paid a total of 5,000 for the large shirts. So XY is equal to 5,000 and 1,800 for the small shirts. So 64 minus X into Y minus 50 is equal to 1,800. Let's open this up. How much are we getting? 64Y minus XY plus 50X कुछ तो बचा, अच्छा ये दोनों का मल्टीप्लीकेशन ही बचा ना. ओके, minus 3200 is equal to how much? 1,800. Now this XY is 5,000. This XY is 5,000. So let's bring it over to the other side. 5,000, 3,200, 8,200 plus 1,800. So 64Y plus 50X is equal to 10,000 we get. 64Y plus 50X is equal to 10,000. Now we have XY here, we have this here. We can solve quadratic equation formation. करना ही पड़ेगा. Y is equal to 5,000 by X. Dala. So we get 64 into 5,000 or 320 followed by 3 zeros by x plus 50x is equal to 10,000. This equation I brought to life here. I can get rid of 50s everywhere. This is 200, this is gone. इसको 50 से काटा. So first I get 6, then I get 4, 6400. Okay, better. X square minus 200x plus 6400 is equal to 0. Okay, ये क्या हो रहा है? Lots of बहुत ही अजीब अजीब चीजें. आई एम फेयरली सर्टन हमने बहुत घटिया मैथ्स कर दिया इसके अंदर, बट ठीक है. 6400 टूटेगा भी यहाँ पे. -200, तो प्रोडक्ट पॉजिटिव आ रहा है. अच्छा, दो ऐसे नंबर चाहिए. ओके, 160 और 40 होगा. ठीक है, ठीक है. तो एक्स स्क्वायर -160x minus 40x plus 6400 is equal to 0. Now x minus 160 and x minus 40 is equal to 0. X equal to 160 or 40. Given one interesting thing, given that the total number of shirts itself was 64, it cannot be 160, has to be 40. So if this is 40, y will then be equal to 40 into something is getting me here, no? इसको 40 से डिवाइड किया तो 125. So 50 less than that, this is 75. So summation of large and small is 200. Okay, this is the technical way of reaching the answer. Extremely heart-wrenching. Now, what I want to get at is, again, see, whenever you see some more complex equation, just know that there has to be a smarter way. There has to be a smarter way. Pay attention to small little tidbits. Finally, what the question is asking me is the price of the large shirt and the small shirt together. So can I say they're asking me for 2y minus 50? They're asking me the value of 2y minus 50, summation of prices. Can you see this number has to necessarily be an even number? If this has to be an even number, can I say option B and option C are straight away out of running? Are straight away out of running? It cannot be possible. Now, if A was the option, if A was the correct answer, then Y would be equal to 100 and small ka price would be equal to 50. Now, because I know large पे total खर्चा was 5,000, so यहाँ पे 50 खरीदा गया होगा. तो यहाँ पे बच कितना गया? 14 खरीदने के लिए. I get 5,000 as total खर्चा from here. I get 700 as total खर्चा from here, which is not correct. Small वाले पे तो 1800 खर्चा होना था, which means 150 as an option is also unacceptable. नहीं चल रहा. Let me check 200 as an option. अगर 200 आ रहा है तो 2y minus 50 is 200, so 2y will be 125. Or sorry, 2y will be 250 or y is 125. This is 125, this is 75. यहाँ पे देखना 125 के साथ किसको मल्टीप्लाई करे कि 5000 बन जाए. 40 को मल्टीप्लाई करने में बन जाता है. बहुत सही. दूसरी जगह पे बचा क्या? 24 into 75 is indeed 1800. All conditions of the questions are met. D should be your answer. That is how I would have done it in exam. वहां पे इक्वेशन बना के उतना कॉम्प्लेक्स काम नहीं करते. Let's move. One day Rahul started work at 9 a.m. and Gautam joined him 2 hours later. They then worked together and completed the work at 5 p.m. the same day. So Rahul ka efficiency, let it be R. Gautam ka efficiency, let it be G. Rahul has worked for 3 plus 5, 8 hours. And Gautam has worked for 6 hours. And total work is done. If both of them started at 9 a.m. and worked together, the work would have been completed 30 minutes earlier. Acha. तो राहुल को 7.5 आवर्स ही काम करना पड़ता, गौतम को भी 7.5 आवर्स ही काम करना पड़ता. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव गॉट. ओके, द वर्क डन इन बोथ दीज केसेस इज आइडेंटिकल. इक्वेट करो. वी गेट 0.5 R इज इक्वल टू 1.5 G या R इज इक्वल टू 3G. राहुल गौतम के 3 गुना काम कर लेता है. तो this 6 hours of Gautam can be replaced by 2 hours of Rahul, or the total work can be accomplished by Rahul in 10 hours. Working alone, the time Rahul would have taken to complete the work is 10 hours. Okay. One part of hostel's monthly expenses is fixed, the other part is proportional to the number of its boarders. The hostel collects 1600 per month from each boarder. When the number of boarders is 50, the profit of the hostel is 200 per boarder. Okay. For 50 residents, the profit is 200 into 50, which is 10,000. Okay. And when the number of boarders is 75, the profit of the hostel is 250 per boarder. For 75, 250 per boarder. So 18750. Pay attention. For increase of 25 boarders, the change in profit is of 8750. The change in profit is of 8750. Okay. When the number of boarders is 80, the total profit of the hostel in INR will be. If it goes to 80, it becomes 5 times 1/5 of the initial change. So the change here will also be 1/5. 8750 divided by 5 is 1750. 1750 ऐड करना है 1800 750 में. 750 750 हो गया 500 और 1500. 19,000 में 1500 ऐड करना है. So I get 2500. So option B will be the answer here. One of the more partnership variation ka basic setups that gets used very, very often. Okay, question 20. 3x plus 2y mod plus y is equal to 7 and x plus mod x plus 3y is equal to 1. Then x plus 2y is. This is a question of patience, simple patience. ये देखिएगा. If x was greater than 0 and y was greater than 0. If x was greater than 0 and y was greater than 0, then the first equation would remain 3x plus 3y is equal to 7 and 2x plus 3y is equal to 1. Basically, mod करने पे कुछ नेगेटिव नहीं हो रहा ना. mod करने पे कुछ नेगेटिव नहीं हो रहा. ठीक है. So this gives me x is equal to 6. If x is equal to 6, 18 plus 3y is giving me 7, which means y will turn negative. But we had started off by assuming y to be positive. So this is an unacceptable case. Let's check if x was less than 0 and y was greater than 0. If that was the case, then we would have 3x plus 3y is equal to 7. And if x is less than 0, can you also see what exactly happens here? X and mod x. Mod x will return minus x. So that will get cancelled. What we are left with is 3y is equal to 1. If 3y is equal to 1, you also get 3x is equal to 6 or x equal to 2. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable because we had assumed x to be less than 0. This doesn't work. Let us now check x is less than 0 and y is less than 0. Both of them are negative. If both of them are negative, let's say, if both of them are negative, for the second equation itself, see, x and mod x will cancel each other out. Both of them are negative. X and mod x will cancel each other out. I'll be left with 3y is equal to 1 and y turns out to be 1 by 3, which is a positive value, which is in contravention to what was mentioned in the question. This will not work. So the only case left for us to check is x being greater than 0 and y being less than 0. What that enables us to reach is 3x minus 2y plus y. So minus y is equal to 7. And here we have 2x plus 3y is equal to 1. We have to solve for this. So this becomes 9x, this becomes 3y, this becomes 21. Add these two up, I get 11x equal to 22, or x equal to 2. X equal to 2 is fine. And then y will be how much? Y will be equal to -1. 2x is 4. 1 minus 4 gives you -3. 3y is -3, so y is -1. We get that. Finally, when they're asking me x plus 2y, they're asking me 2 minus 2. The net answer should be 0. I've deliberately taken the longest path to the correct answer. Hopefully you understand why checking 4 cases is important. Next, a tea shop offers tea in cups of 3 sizes. The product of the prices in INR of 3 different sizes is equal to 800. The prices of the smallest and the medium size are in the ratio 2:5. Okay, let's say small, medium, large. Price wise, what do we have? This is 2x, this is 5x, this is y. And we know 10x square y is equal to 800. Okay. So x square y is equal to 80. So the only possible values for x and y are 1 and 80, or 2 and 20, or 4 and 5. These are the only possibilities. Okay, the price of the smallest size and medium size are 2:5. If the shop owner decides to increase the price of the smallest and medium ones by ₹6, keeping the prices of the largest size unchanged, the product then changes to 3,200. Okay. So if I new price would be 2x plus 6, 5x plus 6, and then y. Can you also see all you have to do is once you found out these 3 potential cases, just plug in them. Price could be 2, 5, and 80, or the price could be 4, 10, and 20, or the prices could be 8, 20, and 5. Of course, this third case doesn't make sense, because why would medium be charged more than large? So we can pretty much get rid of it. These are the 2 cases. Now, in which of these cases, if I increase the price of the small and the medium by 6, will the product turn out to be 3,200? In the first case, can you see, you will get 8 into 11 into 80. The net product will be a multiple of 11, which 3,200 is not. In the second case, you will get 10 into 16 into 20, which is indeed equal to 3,200. So sum of the original prices of the 3 in INR is sum of these 3 numbers, 4 plus 10 plus 20, which adds up to 34. The big hint here for this question was the fact that this question is theta, which means the prices that you're going to get will necessarily be integral and your life is simpler. Okay, this question. The number of distinct pairs of integers m and n satisfying 1 plus mn commod is less than m plus n commod is less than 5. Okay. Now, given we don't know how to draw the graph of mn, again, it has to be a painful, slow counting procedure that you have to engage in. So let's see if both m and n were positive. If mn were positive, then the smallest case that you can potentially think of is m and n both being 1. The smallest case, I'm checking the smallest case. M and n both being 1, so 1 plus 1. The LHS would also be 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1. And they are becoming equal. That is impossible. Let's take some bigger case. 1 plus 2, 3. And 1 plus 1 into 2 gives me again 3. Doesn't help. 1 plus 3. 1 plus 1 into 3. Doesn't really help. Can you see if both of them are positive? Both of them are positive. They can either be equal or m plus n will be less than that. Let's call these terms A and B. Either B will be equal to A or B will be smaller than A. If both of them are positive, either B will be equal to A or smaller than A. When will B be equal to A? Whenever either of M or N is 1, then B will be equal to A. or B is smaller than A. This is not ideal. Okay, let's see. If one of them was negative, see that M and N are perfectly replaceable. They're perfectly substitutable by each other. So that doesn't really matter. Let's take one as negative and one as positive. If I take one as negative and one as positive, let's say M is negative and N is positive. M is negative and N is positive. The smallest case would be M minus 1, N plus 1. Let's see if this works. A will turn out to be 1 plus Mn will turn out to be 2. B will turn out to be how much? How much? Minus 1 plus 1, 0. And again, our condition is getting violated. B was supposed to be greater than A, but that is not happening. So if this is, this is becoming equal to 0. Sorry, this is becoming equal to 0. 1 minus 1 will get, no, this is becoming equal to 0. In either case, condition is not fulfilled. Neither case, condition is not fulfilled. Okay, even if we had taken larger numbers, condition will not get fulfilled. And then if I took M and N both to be negative, again, same machinations and manipulations you will see, condition will not get fulfilled. And then if you took, this is it. These are the three cases that you can potentially think of, or error prone way of solving it. These are the three cases you will think of and say, okay, we can't really do it. The one way that people tend to miss out on here is taking one of the variables as 0. If M was 0, can you see A will necessarily be equal to 1 always, and N, regardless of whether it is positive or negative, regardless of whether it is positive or negative, as long as it is greater than 1, this condition will get fulfilled here. If M is 0, let's see, this is 0, this is 2. 1 plus 0 is less than 2 plus 0 is less than 5. Yes, all conditions are satisfied. Now 0 and minus 2, this would also work. Absolutely fine. Similarly, 0 and 3, 0 and minus 3, 0 and 4, 0 and minus 4. We cannot go beyond this range because M plus N. B has to be less than 5 also. So we get 6 cases when M is 0. Remember, M and N were perfectly substitutable. If you're getting 6 cases here, you will get 6 additional cases where N is 0 and M ends up taking these values. So the total number of cases, total number of distinct pairs that you get here are 12. One point of clarification, see, this is distinct pairs of integers. This does not mean M and N cannot be equal. This does not mean M and N cannot be equal. This means 0, 0 and 0, 1 are considered as distinct pairs. It is not that the numbers within the pair have to be distinct. It is just that different points on the graph or the Cartesian plane that you're talking of, that those are being referred to here. Of course, the integral points. That will be all for the third slot QA. Whatever insights, highlights I could share, I have done. Of course, exam setup solution will not be as detailed as in when you're trying to solve it in the exam. So I've gone into great detail so that anyone who is trying to, as in, you would have your own shortcuts. Wherever shortcuts work, great. Wherever shortcuts don't work, then perhaps this will help you build those shortcuts. This is not how to attempt the paper in the exam. This is definitely not that. Hopefully you had fun. Okay, bye.